Hey guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. I am Alan, and I am also still in Chicago. Just finished the first day of the Little Wars convention here in Chicago, and met a lot of great people today, saw a lot of cool things, took a lot of pictures, and then I got into a bolt action game at about 5 o'clock this afternoon that lasted a little over 4 hours, and we went through 5 turns. It was a big game. There were 3 players on each side. It was really fun. It was only the second time I've ever played bolt action. The first time, if you guys follow the podcast, you know the first time was when me and Chris played, and we just had about 10 guys per side, and it was just rifles and a couple of light medium machine guns, and that was it. And we just kind of stumbled through it and kind of learned as we went. So this was my first sort of real game, and we had lots of guys on the board. Like I said, 3 players on each side, Americans versus German, and there were vehicles, tanks, all kinds of towed artillery, mortars, all kinds of stuff that I've never played with before. So it was really quite a blast. I had a good time, really good time. It's the first time I've played a game in quite a while where I just was able to sit down, relax, and have fun. I really love playing Micro Armor, but generally when I'm playing, I'm usually running the game, so I've got, you know, to set up and bring all the miniatures and all that stuff and everything. This was the first time in a while that I was able just to sit down and just play and just have a good time, and it was really fun. So I didn't shoot a lot of video because I was playing, you know, so I couldn't, but I did try to take a lot of pictures. You know, every time I moved, or anytime anybody moved or something significant happened, I would snap a quick picture. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up here in a minute, and then I'm going to show you just sort of a picture slideshow of the game as it went through the 5 turns, and I'll do a little bit of voiceover on the bits where I can, you know, sort of remember exactly what happened. A lot happened, and I learned a lot, so there might be parts where I don't exactly remember exactly what happened, but I'll just give you guys kind of a run through in photos, and there will be a couple of real short video clips mixed in there too, and then some, like I said, voiceover narration where I'll tell you about some of the high points of the game and stuff. In the end, nobody really won. The Germans had an advantage from the beginning because they started closer to the objectives, so they were able to get to them and sort of hold them. And they also started with a couple of very important pieces on the board hidden that we didn't know where they were until it was too late, and they were firing on us a couple of anti-tank guns. So that gave them a bit of an advantage. I was playing on the American side, so I guess if we were to tally up points at the end, you'd probably say that we lost, but both sides were still alive at the end, and I still had my Sherman tank at the end, which is kind of cool. The other 2 players each had a Sherman tank also, and they lost theirs at some point during the game. So that was kind of a little bit of a personal victory for me to be able to have that vehicle, and, you know, in the thick of the battle and survive all the way till the end. So anyways, it's, you know, for me anyways, it's not really about who won or who lost. It's about who had fun, and I had fun, and that's all that matters to me. So it was all good. So let me show you guys some pictures of what went down, and I'll see if I can remember, you know, exactly how it all happened, and I'll give you some narration on that. So enjoy the slideshow. All right, well, here you see one of my first moves, just moving some of the Americans up behind this wall. And then another move over here, moving some Americans up the road. They've already been fired on. You can see a pin marker there. And here you can see one of the sneaky German units that was hidden at the beginning of the game, and we didn't get to see them until they started firing upon us. And here we can see my Sherman that's already been fired on a couple of times, and it's got a couple of pin markers already. And another Sherman from another player coming up right beside me here. And then the 3rd Sherman on the right flank from yet another US player. And now we can see the Germans starting to move here. Another one of the hidden units we didn't see until it started firing on us was a sniper inside that building you see there in the back. And there were some airstrikes called in, 2 on the American side and 1 on the German, and you can see the German one coming in here. And there's another view of it coming in at the Shermans and the infantry down there. And just more Americans moving forward with the tank there, trying to take care of that hidden unit on the right. And then more Americans moving up behind that tank, my tank there on the left.
Yes, alright. So, the breakdown is it. Let's do those first and then she could fire on this one.
So, wherever base is a 3, you move 4.
Point blank is 3. Point blank is
And here comes a small American artillery piece coming up behind my guys. And my guys getting kind of all bunched up here behind this rock wall, which is pretty good cover. And then a few of my guys that came from the right, and they're kind of moving left here behind this forest area. And then some more join them. And the Germans starting to move forward. They've crossed over that hedgerow there and they're moving forward. And this was the first tank to be taken out. Was not mine, but it was taken out there by that cannon. And here's my unit. I can't remember if I think I was firing here.
First thing in the morning.
And here goes some more Germans coming from the upper right corner, moving up on that destroyed half-track. And they continue moving forward. And just some more movement going on here, Germans moving up. And then that tank there is not mine. Mine is the one down at the bottom of the frame here, you can see. That whole square of green on the right side of the picture here, about halfway up or so, was designated as dense forest, so you could not see through that. So that's why my guys were free to move behind it without fear of being seen by the enemy. And here we start to see some impact markers around the German machine gun position. I can't remember if that was a cannon or mortars doing that, but it was one of my other players. And here goes some more Americans moving in from the left side. Well, here's where I was starting to collect a few dead guys myself. Those were my first 6 casualties from my side. And here is getting very close to the end of the game. I'm running low on guys, but my tank is still healthy and it's doing its job right there, taking out quite a few of the Germans. And you can see, I think, even less Americans here. And this is, in this picture here, you can see all of the Americans that I have left, and a lot of them went away. Oh, there's a few missing there. And this is right about where we started wrapping it up. I was just about out of guys. My tank was still fine. A couple of the other American players still had some guys left, but this was the end of the 5th turn, and it was a little after 4 hours of play, so we just kind of wrapped it up there and went off to dinner. And I just want to say one more time, thank you very much to Gene Decker for running this game and for helping out a couple of newbies to learn how to play the game. You know, I had a really great time. I think everybody there had a really great time, and we're going to be playing again tomorrow. So I think that's about it for now, and I will post up another video tomorrow night with whatever happens tomorrow at Little Wars in Chicago. So until then, keep on gaming.